earth. Those who wait upon the Creator shall inherit the earth. I'm telling you, the righteous are the only ones going to be the last ones standing. They're going to inherit the earth. You think the wicked, the prosperous, the rich going to give it up easy? So that means it's going to have to be the Most High going to come down and do His work. Go ahead and continue. What
Verse 10.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be.
Yet a little while, he said, and the wicked won't be. Go ahead.
Yea, thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be.
You shall diligently consider in that day. Where is he? And he won't exist. That's what a lot of people don't know now. Go ahead and continue.
But the meek shall inherit the earth.
The meek shall inherit the earth. But one thing we also read it, when the redemption of the righteous take place, he said it's going to be on the earth, didn't he?
Yes, sir.
Not off in the skies. It's going to take place on this earth. The Creator didn't create this planet in vain. You think he put all his work in his magnificent creation just to abandon it?
No.
He going to clean this planet up.
That's right. Amen. Yes.
He going to get rid of the wicked, and once the wicked is gone, only condition that could be created from thenceforth is heaven.
Amen.
Continue to read.
But the meek shall inherit the earth.
Yes, sir.
And shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace.
They shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. The shackles of the oppressor are going to be pulled off of them. All of those who downtrodden the people shall cease. And now the oppressed, the meek, they shall inherit the earth in peace. They shall enjoy the works of God's hands in peace. Go ahead and read.
The wicked plotteth against the just.
The wicked plotteth against the just.
And gnasheth upon him with his teeth.
What do you think the men in high places are doing? What do you think they doing to make their profits? They cutting the people down at the knees. They privately seeking the destruction of the poor. People think that this society is built where everyone had this opportunity to live in comfort. No, they don't. You know why they don't? Because the rich could not exist if everyone prospered in this country. The rich in this country only survive off of poor.
That's true.
If everyone was successful, then this country couldn't exist the way it is today.
Amen.
So they teach you to run a rat race, and you labor to keep them rich while they oppress you.
Amen.
What did James the Just say? Isn't it the rich who oppress you?
Yes, indeed.
But man don't love their neighbors themselves. All these people in the church, you see a man riding around in these fancy cars. He's a preacher. He riding around in fancy cars. He should know that the chief first amendment of this Constitution of the gospel is love your neighbors yourself.
That's right.
Right up there with love the Lord with all your heart and soul and mind. Well, if he love his neighbors himself, how can he rest when he see people oppressed, sleeping under a bridge? He live out up on a hill somewhere while people are oppressed and starving and hungry. But he's supposed to love his neighbors himself. And when I'm talking people in his own church. Because I know, I come from a background where my parents and my grandparents come through these places of so-called worship, and I seen their places fall apart. And I know my grandma, she used to make dinner for the preacher every Sunday. He used to come down, well, every summer, he used to come and eat dinner. My grandmama got old, house started falling apart. Where was he? Where was his church at? Where was his assistance to the poor? I seen her assist him and serve him, but he was the minister. What minister mean?
Servant.
They supposed to serve, but they sitting in a easy chair. Go ahead and continue.
Verse 12. The wicked plotteth against the just.
Go ahead.
And gnasheth upon him with his teeth.
Yes, sir.
The Lord shall laugh at him. For he seeth that his day is coming.
Yes, sir.
The wicked have drawn out the sword.
Yes.
And have bent their bow.
They have bent their bow
to cast down the poor.
Who have the wicked bent their bow to cast down?
The poor.
The poor. It's the wicked who do not mourn over the oppression. They causing the oppression. And they have set their weapons of war against the poor. That's why people can walk in this land, walk right past a man sleeping in the street, try to hurry up and get past him too, so the man won't ask him for nothing. Seen a man in a wheelchair in front of a store trying to get something to eat. The police officer tell him to go about his business. He can't stay in here. or he can't sit here.
Right about that.
It's an abomination that's taking place in the land. And you think the all-seeing eye of God is going to sleep over this?
No.
Strange calamities is happening all over the earth. And they're going to get more intense because of the wickedness of the people.
Yes.
So we come preach the gospel so people can wake up. But straight is the way to life. Narrow is the way that leads to salvation. Go ahead and continue. He said they bend their bow at the poor. Go ahead.
They bend their bow to cast down the poor and needy.
Yes, sir.
And to slay such as will be of upright conversation.
And all those who speak uprightly, who speak of justice, they seek to slay them. And the poor and the needy, they seek to oppress and destroy. This is what the prophet's talking about. We're not giving you no sermon on how you're going to be blessed to get your next new car or your new suit so you can live in your comfort and luxury like that rich man who oppressed Lazarus. Gave him the crumbs that fell from off his table. You got $100,000 in your bank account. You see a poor man, you give him a dollar. That's crumbs you feeding him. You better analyze that parable of rich man and Lazarus. Many people feeding the people crumbs that fall from their tables.
Oh, yes. True,
Go ahead and read. What verse you at?
true.
Verse 13.
Go ahead and continue.
I'm sorry. We have verse 15.
Go ahead.
Their sword shall enter into their own heart,
Yes, sir.
and their bows shall be broken.
Uh-huh.
A little that a righteous man have is better than the riches of many wicked.
He said, a little that the righteous man has is better than the riches of many wicked. Continue to read.
For the arms of the wicked shall be broken,
They shall be broken,
but the Lord upholdeth the righteous.
and he shall uphold all of the upright. What verse you at?
Verse 18.
Go ahead to 20, and we're going to move on.
The Lord knoweth the days of the upright,
Yes, sir.
and their inheritance shall be forever.
Uh-huh.
They shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days they shall be satisfied.
And in the days of the famine, the righteous and the upright shall be satisfied.
Amen. That is so true.
Let's go to the book of Isaiah, the prophet Isaiah. The people better wake up. People walking around in their own worlds now. They walking around like zombies. They in the days, they have no understanding of the work of God's hands. In fact, the prophet said they don't even consider his handiwork.
No, they don't.
In fact, the prophet said that the wicked thought in their own hearts that the Creator had forsaken the earth. Isaiah chapter 33, walking around in their pride and in their loftiness. But he said in that day he gonna bring it down low when men run into the caves and the rocks. All of the haughtiness of men who think they got it together, who think they don't need God, who think they don't need to obey his word and serve to bring the people into his kingdom. All of the loftiness of men shall be brought low in that day. Isaiah 33, let's start at 13. We're going to read from 13 to 17. Isaiah chapter 33. Yes, sir. Isaiah chapter 33. And let's start at verse 13. 33. And we're going to read to verse 17. When you get it, go ahead.
Hear,
33, what?
Verse 13.
Isaiah, right?
Yes, sir.
hear,
Uh-huh.
ye that are far off,
Yes, sir.
what have I done? And ye that are near, acknowledge my might.
This is what the Creator's saying. All you who are far off, hear. And he's telling the people to acknowledge his might. People don't consider the works of God's hands.
No, they don't.
Hear and consider and see how mighty he is. Go ahead and continue.
The sinners in Zion are afraid.
Uh-huh.
Fearfulness have surprised the hypocrites.
Go ahead.
Who among us shall dwell with the devouring fire?
Who's going to dwell with the devouring fire? Go ahead.